0971 or Rev-Up. Office numbers are 572-0383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Up next, Hard Drive. Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. Welcome to another Hard Drive for today, Wednesday. It's the 14th of May. My name is Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. To my immediate left, none other than the lovely Keena, who's still a little under the weather. Keena, good morning. Good morning.
So said that. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Andre Paul. Good morning, Tony Paul. Good morning to the listeners and the viewers on X, YouTube, Facebook, and most definitely the simulcast on DBS.
Are we on DBS today?
No.
It's Wednesday? Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. What happened was?
You're not 100%.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, listening, and viewing.
Yes. But before we move on, how are you feeling?
Let me tell you, my entire body hurts me.
Wow, so you may need a little time off from work, Keena.
As long as when the mic comes on, if I stay at home, I'm just going to be at home in pain and maybe under the covers and just, I'm not sure. So I'm like, you know what? Just get up and see what's going on. So the doctors are doing some more tests because everything that they've done is coming back. Okay, I'm good. So they're not sure what's going on. It's definitely not a flare of my lupus. So they're not sure what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yes. Okay. Let's say good morning to my brother from the same mother.
I'll put on my headphones for that one. Yeah, nice. Nice. You know, every once in a while, just flip the script. You know what I mean?
Change the menu.
Man.
Change the menu.
Exactly. You know, so it's all good. I'm doing all right. I maybe a little bit of Keena rubbed off on me, but body pain, back pain. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't laugh. Every time I do, it's more pain.
That's why I figure I might have to just stay this way today, like all other, except Lotus. Lotus seemed to get this. Lotus is like up to the mic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, but all the others,
Tony,
boy, relax.
Lotus is a young woman.
Andre, what you say? She's young?
Yeah.
Really?
You guys are just Lotus. You hearing this, right? She's gonna get you. Don't worry.
Oh gosh.
So are you in any
Lotus,
pain?
good morning. My back a little stiff.
You maybe slept the wrong way. How is me you blaming? I don't understand you. They try that, pop.
And the gorge. You know, today is Wednesday. The gorge
You need
can't
to
wet
wet
yet.
the gorge.
Yeah, but
just like you need to fix the car. Break the car.
that song, by the way.
Oh yes, it is.
Which
you know
one?
the song, right?
Which one?
Jezreel and Jadel.
Yes.
The car.
You probably have not
No,
played
I
that
haven't
one.
You
heard
need
that
to
one.
ride
Is
the
it?
car.
You need to ride the car. You need to fix the car.
Or someone else will
I
think the car.
think I heard that already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's not. That's not anything live. That's just a.
No, it's a song.
So-
It's a song released for Carnival this year. So
Yeah.
because he says, I need to wet the gorge. So I kind of mimicked it and said, you
Wet-
need to wet the gorge.
Right. That's right.
That's what happened. Yes.
And notice I'm so colorful today. you
Oh,
know?
yeah, as
Yay.
always, over the last couple of days. Yeah.
And the hat is back. The cap is back.
I was going to wear a cap today, but I changed my mind because Andre won't be joining.
I'm just not a cap person, man.
One of these days, just throw one on for
Yeah.
variety purposes. You know,
And
what I mean?
you know
As a
what-
matter of fact, you must be doing half caps.
No, at all.
There you go.
You know,
we'll get him one.
You know where I don't like to see it even more? When I'm, say, for example, I'm playing at a party, right? Or any party, and you have a female who has a cap, okay? And you can see she's deliberately hiding her face and hiding the eyes and so on, right? And I don't like to see that at all, man.
Really?
Yeah, a cap at a party? No, man.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see your beautiful face.
Okay.
Don't you agree, Keena? Don't you agree?
I love the cap nonetheless. You'll still see my beautiful face.
All right. Just in case you're looking for a place to enjoy a memorable night with a special person or just a night with friends, come on down to JJs Paradise and indulge in our weekly specials. Monday and Thursday nights, steak night. Wednesday nights, that's like tonight, for example, seafood night. So come enjoy delicious meals in a relaxing atmosphere at JJs Paradise in Marigot Bay. For reservations, please contact JJs at 721-7693. That's 721-7693. JJs Paradise. And say good morning to JJ and the staff at JJ's Paradise. You got some lovely staff there, Tony and Keena. Lovely staff, very friendly.
Yeah.
I think we experienced a little of that, right?
Experienced that when we last went, yes.
We did indeed.
All right, so that's that. Let me just get something out of the way quickly, and I'll segue into something. Well, before I do that, anything that you guys want to mention before I move on?
All right, just quickly.
Sure.
You remember we spoke about, well, I brought it up, Pakistan and India war, and there's a ceasefire and everything. As soon as the ceasefire took place, they made an announcement for the IPL, Indian Premier League Cricket, to resume.
You did say it would happen most likely. You did. You did touch on that the last time.
This coming
actually.
Saturday.
Oh.
All right, good
Yeah.
stuff, good stuff.
I
So you
hope
see,
nothing bad happens.
there's
You know
nothing
what I mean?
better than peace.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
That's
most
the best thing.
definitely.
Exactly.
Peace is that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Tomaso Bread place today. They have ground provisions with saltfish, sautéed pig snout, lentils, cucumber, and garden salad. Okay? Again, at the Tomaso Bread place today, you can get some ground provisions with saltfish, sautéed pig snout, lentils, cucumber, and garden salad. That's at the
Oh.
Tomaso Bread place today. So please check it out. Check it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Pig
Now-
snout is jol cochon, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Pig snout is jol cochon.
Or the nose, they say it's the nose or
Say that
something.
again.
Pig snout, that's jol cochon.
No, the nose, no.
The nose, I think the snout is the nose, you
The
know.
snout is the nose.
So what's jol cochon then?
Jol cochon.
Ah.
Like the pig mouth?
So
I thought it was. I thought the snout was the pig mouth. You know, to be honest with you.
right,
The
right.
snout
Maybe
is
the
pig
whole
mouth?
maybe the whole
No,
thing.
maybe the whole thing.
Yeah, probably. The mouth and the nose.
Have you ever eaten pig snout?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, long time
A
ago.
long time. I haven't eaten it in a while though.
What you?
Maybe more than 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Junequil, you don't go Junequil? You ain't eating pig snout?
And even though around I still wouldn't around Juniquil.
So you, in other words, you ain't eating that anymore.
Not really.
Okay.
I'll maybe do the black pudding maybe once every 5 or 6 years.
Huh?
Yeah.
Junequil, bring it on.
Yeah.
And sometimes even before that, if I just feel for that, I just go and pick it up. Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
Oh,
black
nice.
pudding. Yeah, man.
So just thought I should mention also the Seamos flavors include coconut, ginger, peanut, and peanut punch, and of course regular Seamos with flaxseed and chia seeds, which I had one yesterday.
Oh.
I went all the way up there to get
No,
to
you
actually
didn't.
get the meal yesterday was the backs.
The
backs.
stew backs.
Yes, stew backs.
Bouillon.
I went to get the stew backs. Yes,
So
sir.
you like backs, honestly?
Yeah, man, Tony.
And you know what? He coming in here and talking about he went all the way down
Yes,
to Tomato
yes.
to get stew backs, and you come in and say that right now?
And you know, according to the song, what about me?
I know, right?
What about me?
We ain't friends no more. I'm only just there chilling. We ain't friends. Sorry.
You know what time I left there yesterday afternoon? After 3.
What happened?
Well, exactly. I was on the road from what time to what time. I left there after 3 yesterday afternoon. Yeah, man. So I was on the road for quite a few hours. So actually I bought 2, and because I ate so late, I couldn't have another one as I had planned
So you have it in the refrigerator.
Right, for
And
today.
you're going to warm it. So
yes.
go on,
How
warm,
you
warm
know
your
the
back.
thing? How you know the thing?
Warm your back.
Expert
You know the
warmer.
Yes. Now, let me just tell you a little about that food because it's important. I'm going to get to something in a little while. That food is what you call real food. Okay?
Yeah, man.
And by the way, it sold well yesterday. It sold well. Because you have the chicken back, right? Which you get your protein from that. That's cool. And then you also have the ground provisions. Okay? It was just ground provisions. So you have the dashin, you have the this and that and the other that was in there. So that's just real food. So you get your fiber. Right? You get your fiber. And that's one of the healthiest ways for us to eat. That is real food. Now, I was talking to Dr. Greenwich on Doctor in the House, I think about 2 weeks ago. And he was saying that this is the food that your body recognizes as food. Right? Things like the ground provisions, the vegetables, the fruits, that's what the body recognizes as real food. So the body knows exactly what to do with it. But he says anything that it doesn't recognize, like processed foods, for example, it doesn't know what to do with it, right? Because the body is constantly according to what he says, trying to protect itself. So he says what the body does when you eat anything that is not real food, he says it turns it into fat. And that's important. Okay?
Very, very important.
That's important.
So you mean all my rice, I love rice so much that I'm playing no, Rona.
Yeah, that's right. That's just, there's no fiber. There's no fiber
So
in
all
the
the
white
cake I'm
rice.
eating and you're eating.
That's
that I play
correct.
No rule.
That's right.
The sweets.
It's
No
like
rule.
such.
That's
It's
correct.
like such.
That's correct.
The ramen. No rule.
No,
That's correct. Yeah.
The chow mein, my favorite.
No rule.
What?
That's
Not
right.
even with vegetables in there. They play no rule.
Well, I don't know. He didn't touch on that.
Probably with with the veg, it probably helps it a bit.
We're trying to come around
I'm
the
trying
to get
waters,
something,
but
you know
that
what I
one, it ain't
Yeah.
gonna work.
So
Oh.
the Minister for Commerce is encouraging St. Lucians to consume locally produced food.
I think that's a great thing that she said.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And she was, of course, talking about the tariffs and so on, and saying that if we can consume more of the local stuff,
Right.
then that means we're going to be importing less food. So it's been something that she's been saying for a while. But I feel most St. Lucians eat local food. You don't think so, Tony? I think most St. Lucians, it's just that we eat a lot of the other stuff as well. But I think most St. Lucians eat their ground provisions. That's what we like.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, most people do, but as well, they've become so expensive.
That's the thing.
That's the other thing
Yes.
too, because sometimes before when you go by the market, $10 dasheen or $10. Remember back in the day, the hands of green fig you used to get.
Yeah.
My mom used to come home with. Oh boy!
It was plentiful.
Now it's
It
like
was
they
plentiful.
counting the thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go buy $5 green fig, and when you get home, it's like one green fig for $1.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to wake up to the real world.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know,
we
but
can't keep
then-
expecting to get food cheap
I
because
know, but just imagine you have a family, right? And you want to eat some green fig and backs. By the time you buy $5 green fig, you don't have money to buy backs again.
Mhm.
That's backs on water.
But Andrew, yes, it's true
But
what
we
Keena is
should.
saying, that it has become very expensive. And I heard what you said as well. So that is why the rice and the chow mein is reasonably priced. And people consume a lot more of that. Andrew, the Chinese food, I'm just saying Andrew because, I'm talking about the Chinese restaurants, they continue to just make money and survive. Because what they said, rice and chow mein.
And chicken.
But
And get a lot too.
when I go to the restaurants, they don't eat that.
What you see them eating?
The
Local
people
food?
eating the vegetables and stuff. That's what they
Well,
eat.
they love vegetables.
You
and
watch
all
them.
that,
You watch
yes.
when you go into the restaurant. You see them with their plate of food. They're not eating the chicken chow mein and all that kind of stuff. They don't really eat that.
If you're making something every day, you
But
think you're
people,
gonna eat
but
it
people
every
like
day.
it. People
like it
people
because
like
it's
it.
cheaper.
What did they say about
Cheaper to get.
the plaster thing, right?
Plus,
Remember
Or the plast. If you have a
bless.
bless,
right?
right. That, and I asked Dr. Suraj, why do they sell those things? He said, well, people are asking for it.
That is so funny.
Yeah, that's
You're
and
asking
does
for
it
it.
serve a purpose.
So
definitely.
if-
I get definitely it's a purpose,
So if you go into the Chinese restaurant and you're going to ask for chicken chow mein or whatever you're
Yeah.
asking for,
Okay,
they're going to give it to you.
But is
Because
that the- but
You
is
could
that
buy-
the-
you could get vegetables and so
but that's
on,
what that's what you like.
no, but it's the
You
cheapest.
think they're going to store or stock stuff that you don't want?
No.
They have other things selling at the Chinese restaurant.
But, yeah,
You
but
just
we
have
don't
to-
buy that. That's what I'm saying to
No,
you.
but that one you could share with your friends. You could share with your children.
Which one?
The chicken chow mein
and
rice. That's a
and
lot
so.
of food there,
Right. But we know now that it's not healthy
It's
for
not
you.
healthy.
It's not
we know
good.
now it's
not good
healthy.
for you.
So we have to make. I'm not quite sure how we. I agree with eating local. It's not just about just eating local, but supporting our farmers and our community as well, and pretty much savoring the local flavors. It's really really good, and that's what we were raised on. The dasheen, the green figs, the yams, and if a bit of saltfish in there, chicken backs, whatever, jol cochon.
Yeah, that's real food.
Yeah.
And that's what the body keep that in mind.
Yes.
That's what the body recognizes. Now I'm going somewhere with that. Okay. And by the way, the meal I had yesterday also had lentils inside there. So fiber, you have your fiber from the lentils, you have the ground provisions, you have your fiber from the ground provisions, and other, of course, benefits that these foods come with. However, there are a couple of studies that are out and they relate to. I know you listen to my newscast, Tony, so you must hear when I read those things. But I'm saving them because we have people's attention a lot more focused on this show.
Yeah.
Now, there's a study that is out, and it's saying that it was done in the UK and the US, that people who eat a lot of processed foods, right, may be at risk for dying early. All right. So they define what the processed foods are. Processed meats, right? Biscuits, fizzy drinks, ice cream. Ice cream. You know. As a matter of fact, Tony, I read that ice cream, one of my favorites, is an ultra processed food. Yeah, that it's not just a processed food, it is ultra. That means it's extremely processed with all the emulsifiers and stabilizers and all kind of stuff that's inside there. So it's a processed food. They spoke about breakfast cereals, right, as examples of ultra processed foods, which is what now the world seems to be consuming a lot more of, right? And they're saying that if we are consuming those foods, that we may be in a position to die a lot earlier. And they say the reason for that is because these processed foods have high levels of fat, salt, and sugar. Okay, so these are the problems. There's also another study involving 43,000 participants. They say now they realize that these processed foods are linked to Parkinson's disease. I remember Muhammad Ali had that problem. Parkinson's disease. And Parkinson's involves slow movement, tremors, balance problems, and more, right? And they say it's not curable. It's incurable, at least so far. Right? So, again, these ultra-processed foods, because of the fact that they have all this added sugar, etc., etc., now they're making a link between dying early and also you coming down with Parkinson's disease. So this is serious stuff. Serious stuff.
It is, and we should delve deeper into it because going back in the day again, there was no that processed foods really. We were eating locally grown produce and sticking to, and our parents just knew what to give us because they always had vegetables on our plate. No matter every single time there was always some salad or something on the plate growing up.
Well, congratulations.
Right.
In our home, Tony, I don't remember vegetables, to be honest with you.
Strange, me too. I thought it was something that I missed.
What I remember was the ground provisions, right?
Yes.
Ground provisions. That's what we got. The breadfruit, remember breadfruit dash, and Mama would just put that in chunks. But we thought at the time there, again, not realizing it was good stuff.
Andrew, you're very correct.
My mom was one that was always on the healthier side, so every time she prepared meals for us, there's always some vegetable, and she loves spinach.
Tony, I couldn't stand those things.
Yeah, because
you remember okras? Okra? I couldn't stand it.
I'm wondering if I hated it.
You used to like okra?
I'm wondering if I hated it. I don't remember if I hated it, but
Andrew, even avocado.
But now you love. I think you say now you love it.
Oh, I love it. What? And I like it when it's slimy.
Soft, eat it now,
soft,
but not
soft and slimy. I love it when it's slimy. Even avocado. I remember one time Marius, useless. He had avocado in. It was that was what his he filled his bread with. Avocado. And I remember when he pressed the bread, you see the avocado, like oozing out of the thing. I like, oh my God, that's just a turn up. But today I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very tasty though.
But so Tony, our thing was ground provisions and fish. Mama cooked a lot more fish.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the good stuff. But we didn't want that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always loved my mom's cooking, and it's today because she was always cooking healthy sardines. If she had sardines, breadfruit should have spinach or carrots on the side, or she'd always do something. She always changed it up. Even now, when I cook, I still do it as well.
So
recently, I roasted sardines.
You actually ate the vegetables and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Back in the day, growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was always making Seamos as well. We grew up on Seamos pretty much. I grew up on Seamos.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes.
Tony, for me, and back in the day, I haven't seen any vegetables.
No, I remember we never really saw vegetables.
Yeah, because let's be honest, it doesn't taste that great, when you compare it to other things.
Yeah.
The vegetables and the ground provisions and so on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Imagine onions as a shell. You hate
Tony,
onions.
quote it. The only time I would eat onions is in a hot dog.
Oh. Well, I guess maybe because my mom was a chef back in the day. So she cooked a lot of variety for us and she baked a lot. So, that added to that. So we always expected something new, especially on a weekend, because she baked cakes every weekend.
Mm.
Yeah. And she made sure we had local juices as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, you know, Mama,
Juices, we
a
always
lot of
have
local juices.
Yes.
Loaded with sugar.
That's right. Load with
Sugar.
sugar.
It had to have taste. It had to have taste.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
What kind of juices Mama used to make?
Andre, all kinds.
Yeah,
That
she
was
just
something
go
else.
pick the thing.
From sour sop
yeah.
to, all kinds. In particular, what's the yellow? It's green. It's green when it's green, and it's ripe. When it's ripe, it's yellow. It's on almost everybody. Well, not these days.
It's green.
It has seeds in it and so on.
Yeah, a lot of seeds. What is that called again, Boje?
It's green.
Green
Yeah.
when it's green,
Mhm.
but when it's ripe, it's yellow. We had that almost all around.
Yeah,
the house
that's true.
everywhere.
Yeah, the name doesn't come
just
now.
so much, yeah.
I cannot remember.
And a
what it
popular thing, eh? Keena, when I say that or you get it before us, you'll freak out like, oh, that. The popular.
let me see somebody.
It's really very popular
is. Maybe
juice.
someone would say.
Yeah, it's a very popular juice. With the seeds and everything, you blend it.
With the seeds?
Yeah, you can blend it with the seeds, but you have to strain it to make the juice.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Mama would do that all the time.
You would
man.
just see her straining. Oh gosh, that's why it came.
What?
It came.
No,
Not the guava. She made guava juice and so on too. She made guava cheese. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Passion fruit. Somebody just
Passion
said.
Oh,
fruit. Yeah, passion fruit. Man.
Thank you, Julieta. Thank you very much. Oh,
Passion
Petula,
fruit.
Julieta, thank you.
Right.
Thank you,
Passion
Petula.
fruit.
Passion fruit.
Yes,
like I said,
I-
we all would go like, really? Okay, passion fruit. You all can remember? You know?
And you know, Tony, let's be honest. Mama did that for us, you know.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't for her, really.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not
It's
at all.
for us.
For us to enjoy.
And when she couldn't get all the natural stuff around the place, then, of course, then now she
Kool-Aid.
makes Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid doesn't
oh,
taste.
Tony.
Kool-Aid was a thing.
Tony,
Yes, man.
Let me tell you.
Or iced tea.
Iced tea.
Remember
that?
Iced tea.
Man, our partners would come there and Mama would
Iced tea.
share the iced tea with the fellas coming back for that. Eh?
She was famous for the iced tea.
Finger cutting.
Now don't say that. Don't say that. Andre, I was trying to remember, man. The other day I had a program. I was trying to remember because as soon as I said it, you remember the last time. Which Bob Marley song that has that line? Now don't say that. Don't say that.
Running away.
Running away.
Yeah.
Andre, just go. You're running.
And not
you're
running away.
Running
Now
away.
don't say that. Don't say
that. I was trying to remember.
It's only in the morning between 6 and 6:15. I drop in some good reggae, old school reggae in the morning. Man, does it
Yes.
come down nice. The Bob Marleys and so on.
I heard.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, come here, real cool. So
Mhm.
I would just say, let's try to eat more of the local
let's try.
foods.
Yeah, I
Let's
agree.
try.
Let's
Let's
try and
Let's
stay away from these processed foods because these processed foods are going to create problems for us.
In
The
the long
studies are
run.
clear.
Mhm.
I mean, 43,000 people, right? They did the surveys done in the US, in the UK. I mean, I know 10,000 Frenchmen could be wrong,
Mhm.
but in a situation like that, we need to take note of these things.
And the other
These
thing
foods
we
are not
should-
foods.
To add as well, Andre, a lot of us now, back in the day, our parents planted. They ate what they grew.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
And that has changed
That's
over the
so
years.
true.
So a lot of people build and they have no plants in the yard. It's like a concrete jungle.
That is so.
And
so
sometimes
true.
you might be going to look for fruits and there's a shortage of maybe the fruits and vegetables and you're wondering, okay, well, now maybe I should have had tomatoes in the backyard or maybe mangoes or whatever. But it's never too late because you might thinking, oh my, that's going to take 5 years, 10 years to grow. But just plant it nonetheless.
Here's the problem with that. Seasonal.
Yeah, some of them are.
That is amazing. Right now, Andrew, tomatoes all over the place. Maybe a few weeks of
Mangoes are coming up.
mangoes,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
all over the place, spoiling everything.
Watermelon.
Season.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
It's just the season.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you can plant it if you want at your home. The season ahead is that ain't
You know
growing.
what I did recently? I got
Isn't that
myself
something?
some plants and I'm growing them indoors. So I have tomatoes
starters,
inside.
for starters,
Yeah.
and then you have to transplant.
And I have to transplant them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look how they plant on the back.
I reckon. I reckon.
Maybe I should bring a mango plant. When it gets bigger, we'll go somewhere and plant it.
Yeah.
So, don't forget, folks, right? Processed foods, the body does not recognize it.
No.
Incredible.
Yeah, so it
Right.
turns it, that's what Dr. Greenwich says.
Into fat.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it says
me
the
too,
body
me
doesn't
too.
recognize and turns it into fat because it doesn't recognize, it doesn't know what to do with it. But the natural stuff, Okay, that's what the body recognizes. So then it's able to assimilate that and to, give all the nutrients that the body needs and so on. Yeah, we don't put on weight.
So I thought, here's what we learned in school. Let's go. I thought what the body does not want, it passes it out.
Well, of course, as anything else.
Everything in moderation.
You take in something physical. I mean, the body has to expel that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what's the nutrients and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what the body takes in now and keeps for itself, and it just lets that go.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you see it can't use,
It
right?
will store as fat.
Yeah, no, there's nothing
So
you can't do with it.
The excess, it will store as fat.
So there are no nutrients in it, Tony. There's nothing to hold on to. Okay, that's true. It's true. I understand what you tell me about the excrement and so on.
But
in fact, Tony, I think by your own admission, you know that something is wrong when you go inside it. Tony, tell you, don't come inside there. Don't come inside there.
For at least an hour.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. No, I have to do this one. And then we move on. Okay. A heartfelt plea for help. Cecile Benjamin. Cecile recently underwent life-saving surgery to have a pacemaker implanted in Martinique, and now she needs continued care and treatment to protect her life and health. Please help her by making donations at her account at the Library Credit Union on Bridge Street, Castries, account number 56619, 56619. Again, account number 56619 at the Library Credit Union, account number 56619, under the name Cecile Benjamin. Now, I'm doing this because I know what it's like to be ill, okay? And especially when you can't afford the medication, the surgery, this and that and the other. It can be really, really, really tough. So I'm going to do this for the week. Well, no, today is the last day because tomorrow we have meet the opposition, and then Friday we have meet the minister. Oh, by the way, it's quite likely that the Prime Minister will be the special guest this Friday. Huh?
This Friday,
quite likely.
Great.
Yes, so they I think they will make the decision, but most likely it'll be him.
Okay.
Most likely. Yeah. Okay, so can we move on now?
Yes.
Sure, we can.
Talking about that, the Prime Minister, he said something which I'm very, very, very happy to hear. He said that his administration is taking gradual, right? So I guess that means, okay, Papa, by degree.
By degree.
Yeah, little by little. And I'm glad to hear him say that. It's not something that doesn't happen overnight. But he says the government is taking deliberate steps to raise the standard of living for, not some, he says, all citizens. I'm very, very happy to hear that.
I'm very happy to hear that as well.
Because Tony, and
It's a bit of a relief.
yeah, you know what I've been saying for a while. It seems to me is one set of people benefiting. And I find most times it's public servants, right? Yeah, they're the ones, either current public servants or those who are already served and they become pensioners.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get all or most of the benefits. That cannot be right in a country, okay? It's like a family. You cannot be treating one child better than you treat the others.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So I'm very happy to hear him say that they're working on things gradually. So I guess at some point, Tony, we all will benefit. So I'll hold the Prime Minister to that.
You hold him
Yeah.
accountable.
Will you join me as well?
I will indeed.
So I want to also commend him because he met with the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and he brought up a few things which I think show you that he's not only looking at the welfare and benefit of St. Lucians. He also cares about his fellow brothers and sisters across the Caribbean. I hear what I'm saying. So when they had these talks, all right, he spoke about the imposition of the U.S. tariffs. He spoke about that. But he didn't only talk about its effects on St. Lucia. He spoke about the effects on the Caribbean, even going as far as saying that they're asking them to remove those tariffs on the Caribbean. He didn't say St. Lucia. He says to remove the tariffs on the Caribbean. And I think that making sense. Donald Trump is in another world. He's in another world. He thinks that when he's doing these things, he's affecting, China and Russia, those heavyweights. He doesn't realize that when two elephants are fighting, it's the ants underneath their feet that get trampled, right? So I don't think he has a world view. I don't think Donald Trump has I think he sees the world as America and maybe Russia and China, that's how he sees the world.
The superpowers.
The superpowers.
Let me just play devil's advocate there.
Sure.
Could Donald Trump have decided, you know what, let me impose tariffs on higher tariffs on some countries in the world, knowing that, hey, this is the percentage of tariffs that the United States is paying St. Lucia, China, and so on, knowing fully well that world leaders would try to come together and say, you know what, it's going to affect my country and my people. So let me do something about it. Let's lower the tariffs. And by extension, cost of goods and services around the world would be lowered. Could it be something that he foresaw happening and decided, you know what, let me go and do something. Let me challenge the world leaders because I know they're not going to, some of them might back down and be like, okay, you know what, let me just lower my tariffs because it's going to affect everyone in my country. Could that be a thing he foresaw?
That's a long statement there, Keena.
My only answer to that is just say, well, the world leaders lower the tariffs.
Yeah, he could have said that, but I mean, the way it happened, some people were really, some leaders were, countries were really backed into a corner here, except for China standing and saying, you know what, tariff for tariff, this trade war between the two, and now Donald Trump and China, well, the United States and China now coming together and having this 90-day pause on it. And I think something great is going to come out from that.
Did Canada back down as well? Because
No.
I remember Canada was saying the same thing too. You know, hey, let's go. You know what I mean?
think eventually they will.
I think
Because Canada will soon go into a recession.
the Prime Minister of Canada, he told Donald Trump to his face, Canada is not for sale.
I remember
Trump
that.
says so many other things about Canada, wanting Canada as another state of the United States, and so
Yeah.
many other things.
Right.
So sometimes what he gets coming to him, he's well deserved. But I do think sometimes, you know what, I just wanted to play devil's advocate on this one for a little bit this morning.
I didn't quite
Okay.
get what you were saying. I didn't quite get it. That's why I didn't respond. I didn't quite get it. So that's okay. That's all right. Once Tony agrees with you, I agree.
No, I did not agree. I did not agree.
did not agree, actually.
I'm sorry.
No, he did
well,
not
well,
agree.
well, I disagree. Right? Yeah, my answer was short, but it's
he did
in
not agree.
disagreement
It's in
with what you said.
disagreement.
Yes.
Yeah, so I it's true. So the Prime Minister now is saying to him, listen, just remove that. At least he said it to Marco Rubio. I hope he understands. Now, he also spoke about the Cuban medical program. So you see, what I like that, because he's not only talking about and thinking about St. Lucia. He's thinking about the Caribbean, he's thinking about Cuba, and especially the fact that Cuba is going through some really, really rough times. And also the fact that we appreciate Cuba's assistance over the years. So we have to stand up for people who stand up for us, right? Unless, of course, they're doing something really egregious, and that is something else. But right now, Cuba is not doing anything egregious. So I'm happy that even in that forum, he brought it up to Marco Rubio, just to say, hey, listen, the thing's not causing any problems, it's not creating any harm to anybody. Why you want to target that program? Because remember they were saying that the Cubans were using that for human trafficking and all kind of
yes.
pappy show, all kind of nonsense. Yeah, and what I Tony, Marco Rubio has Cuban roots. Imagine I become Secretary of State in the U.S. It's true, let's just assume I wasn't born in St. Lucia like Marco Rubio. And I know my country, right, is going through a rough time for the last 60 something years. An economic embargo. This is my country. Imagine me turning against my own country. No, man. No matter what. Because it's not everybody who agrees with the Cuban government. It's just that the communist system, they don't have much of a choice. So when you clamp down on that country, you're clamping down on those who are innocent as well.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
agree.
he sort of have a very myopic view of things. So, So back to just Donald Trump for a second. Let me ask you something. I see Donald Trump going, globe-trotting, he's in Saudi Arabia, he's in a tour of the Middle East, and he's feeling so proud that he's bringing back billions of dollars in investment from Saudi Arabia to go back to the U.S. and showing that look, here's what I did. I'm bringing that back home. I'm the great negotiator. I'm the businessman. Here's what I can do. Now, I don't know about you all, but to me, the optics of that is showing you, that's me, but you'll tell me how you'll feel. It's showing me that here's a country again, the empire is basically no more. Are you telling me you're the most powerful man in the world and you're going to Saudi Arabia. Think of that, Tony. One time Saudi Arabia was just sand.
Desert.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay? And you leaving America to go to get them to sign stuff that selling arms and other things that they're supposed to be doing, investing in, and you feel so proud of what's on that. To me, it's a sign of your declining influence, because Tony, people are supposed to come to you. Tony, who goes to look for deals? Not Caribbean countries. You see our prime minister will go overseas, the Dominica prime minister, the Grenada prime minister, they're all going overseas to get stuff to bring back home. That's what you do when you're a developing country. America is a first world country, and you're telling me you're the world leader and you're there going looking for deals? Well, and that looks so strange to me. I said, but so let me get your take on that. That's how I see it.
The only negative, well, and it's not so much of a negative, is when I watch it, I saw him. He was totally kissing some butts there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually.
Totally kissing some butts. Prince, what do you call him? Prince.
Whoever he is,
Crown Prince. That's what
Yeah,
he is.
Crown
Prince.
Bin
You know.
Salman or whatever they call him.
That's right. Crown
Yeah.
Prince, and he was licking some real serious butts. You know what I mean? Talking about Crown Prince, and he admires
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Yes.
just the works. To answer your question directly, or your statement, a little comment on your statement. Why, Saudi Arabia, doing really, really well. As, let's say, president or the leader of a country, wherever you can get it. But I heard you, America's supposed to be this superpower.
Yeah,
This
they're
great,
supposed to come to him.
but what they can get, I don't know if you heard that part, what they can get, America can get from Saudi Arabia now is a lot. Did you hear the part where they said that Crown Prince or Saudi Arabia may offer him a jet
Yes.
of how many?
Not me. They will. They will.
So
They will.
it's almost
like
a done deal.
Yeah, a done deal. It's a jet that he can use while he's in office.
Yes.
Yeah, special gift.
Yes.
And you know, Tony, I mean, how he loves this kind of attention.
Exactly.
He loves it. I mean, he relishes this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he likes. So he goes over there. The fellas are coming to shake his hands.
Right.
He's thinking he's on top of the world.
So Andrew, that answers what you were
But you don't
saying.
realize
you
he
feel
don't-
like you're on top of the world because, hey, man, these people are coming to meet you and
But
pick
Tony,
you up
don't
and
you-
offer you stuff.
Don't you realize that this is putting Saudi Arabia on a pedestal? That they have those kinds of resources, that America has to go there. And at the end of the day, listen, they have a debt of $28 trillion, a few $billion. What dent will that make?
I think it's a case of friends. Our friends. Okay, so Saudi is now our friend or our ally kind of thing. That's just my little, already. That's just my little part.
Well,
of it.
Tony, as Alpha Ali would
agree
say,
with the latter part that Tony said.
Okay.
as Alpha Ali would say,
Strengthening.
Saudi.
Strengthening mutual. I think it's a great thing for the United States, even though they may be seen as the land of, the great and having so much wealth and so on. Sometimes, creating mutual ties, especially with the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is very, very wealthy. And a lot can come out from that for the United States. A lot.
Okay, all
A
right.
lot.
Yeah, man.
So he made a great choice
I
going
think
to
so
Saudi
too.
Arabia.
Honestly,
as well.
I think so too.
It was a
Alright.
very tactical move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Now, tell me about the tactical move now. You have dozens.
Somebody said the jet is from Qatar, not Saudi Arabia.
Well, some Middle Eastern country, some Arab country, but I don't think you said where it came from.
No,
You just said
they
that it's a
he was
done deal.
offered.
Yeah.
He
He was
was
offered a
offered it,
jet.
yeah.
I'll follow up on that story tomorrow, Tony. Maybe
Good,
I'll
good.
get more details on that. Yes. Okay. Now, what do you think about dozens of white South Africans now already in the United States?
Boy,
I'm not surprised.
Oh boy.
Well, he had already said, "Come over."
He had already,
Come over.
he had already said,
So
come
let me
over,
just
so I'm not surprised.
let me just read this for you all.
Maybe that's where you're going. His
tell me how it
partner,
sounds.
Elon is
South African,
He's, yes,
exactly. So that's what.
is South African.
Yeah, he's doing the backseat driving.
Andre.
Hear that? A plane carrying dozens of white South
White.
Africans.
They were specific.
And I'm,
White.
I'm pronouncing
White.
it. I'm pronouncing it correctly. Really? White.
White.
Oh my word.
Yeah. They arrived at Dulles International Airport.
At where?
Dulles. Dulles.
Yes.
Dulles International Airport. Right. And they said that the group, which includes families with children, was greeted at the airport by U.S. officials. Right. And they departed Johannesburg on Sunday by charter plane. Charter plane. Okay. Now here it is. U.S. President Donald Trump earlier this year directed his government to allow South Africans of European descent, particularly Afrikaners, who are largely descendants from Dutch settlers, to be resettled through the U.S. refugee program. You realize what I'm reading there? Okay? You realize what I'm reading there?
Yeah.
Now, these people are not suffering. He says,
Right.
the land, they're taking the people's land. Now, the South African government has already explained what's going on there. It's not what he's saying. But he's using that now, again, to cause division and so on.
In South Africa.
In South Africa, that's what he's doing there. So things are so bad. He actually used the word, he said there's a genocide going on. That's what he said. He doesn't use that word for Gaza at all. He doesn't say there's a genocide. No, but he said there's a genocide in South Africa. My gosh, man. Boy.
You know what really gets me? While you deporting many that have lived in the United States illegally.
That's right.
Yes, I get they were there illegally. But you could have given them, some incentive to say, I know you've been living there illegally, but you've built your life there. You're working, you have family, you may have a house, a home or so on. Let us, work with you so you could continue to stay there. And by extension, it's going to filter through in our country. So you're sending me away and then you're saying, well, you know what? We're welcoming so many. So for me, it's not about race. It's just about saying, hey, I'm deporting so many and there now I'm taking in...
To make room.
Make room for...
Make way.
So what if maybe thousands start coming to the United States of white people? What would you say then?
Oh, yes, let's welcome them.
But now it's maybe just a plain fool. What now? The numbers go up to 100,000, 200,000. What is he going to say then? I wonder.
Man.
Let's wait and see.
Where did his people come from again?
Who?
Trump. I'm trying to remember, Andre.
Oh,
his
parents
and
and stuff.
Right.
Not German or something?
No,
Let
not
me
German.
double check.
Not German. While you work on that, Andre, yes. So I'm thinking, look, he, like I said, his parents from somewhere. His wife is from, is it Austria or something like that? She's from?
I think so.
Yeah, somewhere like that. So he, and what's Andre, strange enough for me is I've often said that you're a puppet in the seat of the President of the United States. But strange enough,
They're
he
actually
seemed to be
from Germany. Based on
so you were right. Okay. He seemed to be just carrying out these things, at least seemed to be carrying out these things by himself, making those executive decisions, they call
orders.
it, right? Executive orders himself. You know what I mean? So
do you take that back now?
No.
Because Tony believes strongly that there's somebody controlling U.S. presidents and so on. They're not running their own ship.
That's why I said he's like a puppet.
Like he's a puppet. We hear that all the time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Somebody's pulling.
For example, Elon Musk probably,
yeah.
well, not probably, we could see it, has
Backseat
a
driver.
major influence, like you could said, backseat driver, major influence. And he makes no bones about it, that Elon Musk. Look, even when he went to Saudi Arabia there, Musk was there.
Oh, yeah, man. How you mean? Yeah. Yes.
Well, his plan is to make America great again. He's been saying that for a while. So let's see how great America is going to be in the next couple of weeks and months. And he has signed a few executive orders, I think, that have ruffled some feathers. But when it's good, say it's good, because he recently signed one on prescription drugs. I don't know if you heard about that one.
No, I didn't hear about that one.
To bring down the cost of prescription drugs.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, there's some things that he does that really ruffle feathers, and there are other things that he does, and you're like, whoa, okay, you're doing good, but just continue doing good.
I don't know of anything he's done that's good, to be honest with you. Can you tell me one of them?
Like she
I
just
just said,
said, bringing down
He
the
signed an
cost.
executive order to bring down the cost of prescription drugs
drugs.
in the United States by 80%. That was just a few days ago. Yeah.
I heard that too. Yeah,
So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
one.
Well, a good
That's
thing.
a good thing.
One.
A
No,
good
but
thing.
Andre, it's still a good thing.
But when you juxtapose that up against all the bad things he's doing, that doesn't count for much.
Let's
No,
just
but
say
you know how
there's-
expensive it is
to
to get your
right.
medication. We were just
And-
talking about, especially when you're not well and you have surgeries and have to buy medication and so on.
But it's the same thing
the
I'm
cost
saying.
of medications or just getting, back on your feet when you're down.
But isn't that ironic to see the most powerful country in the world, right? That the cost of medicine is so high? The most powerful country in the world. You're trying to tell me you want to come and rebuild Gaza to turn it into Riviera, whatever it is, and you have Americans who are homeless. That makes sense. You want to turn the Gaza Strip into the Riviera. You want to rename Mexico Gulf of America. All of this kind of, right? You, and your own people are hurting. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Hopefully he'll do something about it.
Yeah. Maybe when he makes what's Gaza
Maybe
the
when
Riviera.
that billion from Saudi comes in and begins to filter through.
But that decision to turn it into the Riviera was made before he went to Saudi Arabia. So it makes no sense to me. That's nothing to feel proud about. Your own people are hurting. They are homeless. A whole bunch of people are homeless in America. Listen, I heard before the elections, I heard people talking about the cost of groceries. I see, but St. Lucia, man.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And
Andre, there was a time eggs.
It went up by 70%.
How could that be?
Andre, I kept saying that. How is that happening in the United States? A dozen of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, when I lived there, I'll be honest, right? I mean, I wasn't making a huge salary, but I know for sure at the end of the week I would go and do the shopping. I would spend about $40, $40 US on shopping for the week.
Yeah, a trolley of goods.
A trolley.
Yeah.
I had bags. You know, thing of a Mott's apple juice was $179. Right. $179.
That was in 1987.
So something has gone wrong there. You expect a country like that, things would be reasonable. So that's imagine you said that he's bringing on the price of prescription.
Lowering the cost of
prescription drugs
to Americans.
I
think it's
imagine
a bold
today
move,
that's a big deal.
Yes.
A big deal in America.
Yes.
I want to repeat, the most powerful country in the world, where he's saying going to rebuild
But I'm
the Gaza
saying this,
Strip.
it was like that very high under the Biden administration. He came in, he's doing something about it. Tariffs, we were having talks about it. Some countries are saying, you know what, I do not want 15, 20, 30% or 100 and something percent to affect the people in my country. I'm willing to work with you to bring it down. So that's a good thing for me when I look at it overall. It's a great thing. So let's just see what else he's going to work with, what else he's going to come with. I think we're beating him down for almost every single thing.
No, I am.
Okay, you are.
Right.
You're beating him down for almost every single thing.
You're not in that.
But when he's doing something good, say, okay, well, you know what? I support that.
I don't trust that guy. I don't trust that guy. He shifts. He shifts. He says one thing today and he says something else tomorrow. He's never consistent, right? You don't know where you stand, right? Also, he doesn't have friends. He's nice with you now.
How do you know the man don't have friends?
Because I can give you examples, right, where he's with Netanyahu. Okay, he was with Netanyahu helping with the war. All of a sudden now he makes a deal with the Houthis behind Netanyahu's back.
So what did Netanyahu do?
What do you mean?
Something happened, with Netanyahu and another country, and he didn't support what Netanyahu did, and he came out and he said, you know what, I don't support this, and so on and so forth.
I don't know.
I'll get the information and I'll send it to you.
No, you get it.
I'll get it and I'll send it to you.
You get it. Okay.
But we keep saying he doesn't have friends. We do not know.
Tony,
we have to also understand that he was voted the president of the United States and respect the people's decision, because they also voted for the policies he came up and spoken about.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right. As I was saying,
before you were rudely interrupted.
the man, Tony, met and the former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, buddies, close as anything else. And next thing you know, you win the election, you want to buy Canada. You don't care. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer go over there, trying his best to flatter him. Oh, I brought an invitation from the king.
Yes.
The king. This is unprecedented that you have been invited by the king. Head on Trump. I accept. I accept. But he put the tariffs on the backside.
Yeah.
Wait, he dropped the tariffs, man.
Yeah.
He had no friends.
Let me give you
no friends.
Now, while you're saying this, one come to mind, and Andre, that one is like a slap in the face. Ukraine president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the man just turned. You saw the meeting when they had. He just turned on the guy, and if he's gesticulating, he's just gesticulating with the guy. You saw that? Yeah. He just turned on the guy.
So basically,
and not only him,
what I gather from
his
you,
buddies.
Andre, is that okay? I have my friend. My friend has done wrong or did something wrong. I'm still going to support my friend. with
No,
everything?
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm
Okay.
saying if you're a friend, you're supposed to be a friend. If the friend has done something evil, something wrong, if something egregious, yes, of course, I understand. But the friend hasn't done you anything wrong. What did Justin Trudeau do to the United States?
I don't know.
Exactly. Nothing. What did Britain do to the United States? Nothing.
And those are allies.
Exactly.
But they're working on bringing down the tariffs, which is cool. It's gonna benefit all of us.
Thank God for China.
Yeah, I have to. I knock on wood. Yeah, China's still the mighty bully. So
Had it not
thank
been
God,
for
thank
China
God.
taking that stance,
Yes.
man, we had no pause. So he had to pause and think about what he's doing there right now. Anyway, it's all right. Let me just tell you before we end here. The Grenada is considering removing the death penalty from their books. Yeah. So they said the last hanging in Grenada was in 1978.
Whoa.
Now,
Yeah, that's a very long time.
Tony and Keena and our listeners and viewers, as far as I'm concerned, useless having that thing on the books and nobody's carrying it out.
Right.
Exactly.
Just finish it.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
they don't do it.
Right.
Just finish it up. Just
Yeah.
remove that. Because they're not doing it. I mean, St. Lucia, can you imagine Tony now in St. Lucia hanging? That almost like
Yeah.
We have not done it for a lot of years too, huh?
Is
exactly.
it still on
Yeah.
our books?
Yes, it's there.
I think
It's
so.
there.
I think it is.
We need to
It's
remove
pointless
that.
having it there, not doing it. People are murdering people left, right, and center, and they at bodily correctional facility just eating every day like everybody else.
Exactly.
And
So,
while
no.
some people at home trying to figure out where the next meal is coming from, you've murdered somebody and you're bodily eating. Okay.
Yeah. Andre, you have something else you want to go to?
We're running out of time. Yeah, just one more thing. But
One
go
more.
ahead. Go ahead.
This might take a little time, you know.
Okay, well, go
The
ahead.
hanging part, it is on our books for sure. We're aware of that because, you know, they've executed a few people here. I am wondering, what would it take? How would would we legislation or something to just say, well, okay,
Yeah.
remove this?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
all.
yes.
I meant,
Our country itself can stand alone. And,
oh, 100%.
Yeah. We can't stand alone to get it removed.
In fact, the first world countries like England, they'll be very happy if that happens. Also, you have these human rights organizations. Oh man, they'll be thrilled. They'll be thrilled.
And
we'll get more tourists coming to St. Lucia. Yeah, because what they do, they boycott you. They don't come to your country. They know you support certain things like the death penalty and other things. They just don't come. They don't come around. If you're discriminating against gay people, they just don't come to your country. So a lot of people from the first world will come. Well, more people will come to St. Lucia.
Interesting indeed. Wow. The other side of that is, what was the penalty? What was the penalty that included hanging? Sorry, not the penalty. What was the crime, right? The crime that one would have committed that would, you know what I mean? I'm not sure we know
Well,
exactly.
Murder.
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 Once you're proven guilty
Yeah.
of murder,
Yeah. The deliberate planning and taking of somebody's life.
Yeah,
Yes.
It would be murder.
so that
It would
is-
attract it.
It would attract it. Haven't we had that before?
What was that?
The same thing. Tried, proven, guilty, murder, but no hanging.
Yes, of course.
It's
Why?
been happening.
Well, because they appeal.
The question
Okay.
is,
Look at the two guys who were involved in the cathedral massacre.
yes.
Right. These guys, there was an appeal. I don't know exactly what the argument was. Either because maybe they were not of sound mind. I don't know what the I don't remember what the argument was. But that would be one for sure that would attract the death penalty. Okay, you've deliberately taken lives,
Yes.
innocent lives, and these guys are at Modele.
Up to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life sentence, really.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's I guess the other side of it now. No hanging, you're there for life.
Eating taxpayers. money.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
What happens?
Yeah, depending. It depends because there are people who have been in there for
Life sentences.
murder.
And they've
And
been
they- yeah,
released.
yes,
actually.
yes.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Maybe do a 6 years, 7 years, depending. I don't know. Things maybe the way you behave, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Because remember, we have a parole board now, and you have to take all that into consideration. Remember, that's a big deal, huh? Yeah. Yeah, boys. The way the world is
The
a different place.
The laws of
Have
the
changed.
land.
Yeah, but if we wanted to remove it, Tony, yeah.
We can just do it on our
We
own.
can
Oh,
just
yes.
do it on our
Mm.
own, yeah.
Now, in the case of Grenada, what they want to do now is to sort of get a sort of referendum. What do the people really think
Yeah.
before they take the decision?
They go into the people first before they make that decision.
Are you going to use the word referendum?
Well, I don't think they can make a referendum on the death penalty. No, not that.
No.
But you allow the people to have their say, because some people still feel strongly that the death penalty should remain on the
Should
books.
remain on the books.
But as I said, it's not being carried
It's
out.
not. Yeah. Yeah.
Just finish with that.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as though it's the punishment suiting the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Somebody does something, like I gave you the example of the cathedral situation.
Massacres.
To let somebody like that serve 6 years and let them go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You know, that's why I said it would take a lot of talk, a lot of discussion.
Alone.
Because Andre and Keena, we have heard, up to this morning, I think you had a story, that a person will be released eventually because they found out some DNA and what other stuff that he was not the person who committed the crime.
remember we spoke about
So
that?
you can get hanged
Mhm.
and you're
And
innocent.
you're innocent.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's another thing.
Remember we spoke about that? I think a gentleman from Japan, he was the one, they said, the longest serving
prison inmate
Mhm.
at the
yeah,
facility.
yes, in Japan, and he was recently exonerated. And of course, remember we spoke about the fact that he's not of sound mind anymore.
Yes.
After
Having gone
close
through
to
so
close
much.
to I think close to 50 years.
or something.
Yeah.
He was in there.
So now this guy you're talking about, that's in England now. This guy served close to 40 years
Right.
for something he didn't do.
Right.
Now I didn't have about compensation or anything, and maybe that I guess that'll come later. They have to
Yeah.
compensate the guy for his for what happened to him there,
Mhm.
right? And they said that they didn't have the technology that they have today. If they had it back then,
Yeah.
that would not have happened.
Would not have
1980
So apparently,
something.
whatever the lady was sexually assaulted, right? I think they said she left work, and somebody, I guess, maybe kidnapped her, and so the killer is still out there, if he or she is still alive.
Right.
But the lady was sexually assaulted, and they found. I don't know why they put the blame on this guy.
Mhm. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, Auntie, when I heard the story,
didn't
I
get
was
all the
why?
details.
Why was the blame on this
That guy, yeah. Maybe they saw him in the vicinity.
Maybe they saw him in the vicinity.
Who knows?
Maybe a police officer wanted to make her arrest to, propel his career. All of these things happen.
yeah, you're
You
right.
hate happen
You're right.
all the time. Hey, you know what? I can't find the killer. Well, let me go to this guy. He
Yeah.
seems he was around or so on. So, but as it relates to the death penalty, if there's enough evidence, like people saw you pull the trigger and kill this individual, then that. But for other individuals where there's not enough evidence there and you hang them innocently, then I could understand why.
The Bible gives a nice piece of advice when it comes to those matters. It says, by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter shall be established. That is good advice. When you have one person telling you something, or you want a hunch, you believe that's what happened, and it's going to end up putting somebody in prison,
Yeah.
especially for the rest of their life, or maybe the death penalty. Imagine
Yeah.
one of people who have been wrongly convicted,
for
exactly.
something
executed,
they
and so on.
executed, yeah.
Exactly.
Gee.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I think that really needs to change in the U.S. is this thing about what's it called again, where you isolated from the rest of the prison population. There's a word for it.
Mhm.
So you do a crime, whether you're innocent or guilty, and they have you in isolation,
Yeah.
right, for 23 hours a day. 23 hours a day. You can't mix with any other of the prisoners. You're just in a little cell by yourself. This is right. This is evil, man. To treat a human being like that, you go crazy. I think the two
Solitary confinement.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tony. Solitary confinement. That should stop. That should really stop.
Honestly, I'm with you.
That's unless of course the
No,
person.
but some individuals that they do put in solitary confinement are not only a danger to themselves but to others as well.
Yeah, I understand that, but
True.
up to a certain point, you cannot keep the person locked away like that from other people. That's going to drive you crazy as a human being.
Well,
Human beings are
solitary confinement will drive you crazy because you're locked up in a room,
right.
Yeah.
So,
four walls.
so it must be for a
for
certain
hours.
period of time. But don't tell me you have the person. There's I think there are two black Americans. They call them. I forgot what they call them. These guys were in solitary for close to, I think, 40-something years. In solitary.
Ouch.
They finally
That's
released
long.
them about maybe 2-3 years ago, and they asked these guys, "How did you guys survive something like that?" That's in America. They do that. Solitary confinement. I don't think we. Well, in the case of the fellas from the cathedral, I believe it's just the 2 of them in a cell. I don't
Oh,
think
really?
I don't think these guys. I'm not sure
With the
these guys are
general
allowed
population
to
move
mix with
around
the others in the prison population. I'm not sure if the family are allowed to visit. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. But if I were a prime minister, I wouldn't do something like that to a human being. No,
Yeah.
you do something bad. I mean, yes, I put you in solitary. I don't say no, right? You broke the rules while you're inside there. But to keep you like that for the rest,
But I don't agree with being there for the rest of prison.
It's best you just carry out the death penalty and finish it that.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't like taking people's lives. Honest with you.
But you don't have a life. What you're just in a cell, a little cell by yourself with a little. I think they say a light.
Yeah.
One light or something.
And
like-
just the washroom.
Yeah, that famous drug guy from Mexico, wherever he was
Chapo.
from, El Chapo. That's how they have him. He's not allowed to see any. The only person he can see is his lawyer, and that's once every year or something like that.
But individuals who have committed horrendous crimes, you really do not know. It's like they're a ticking time bomb. You really don't know what they're going to do next when
Yes.
you put them with the rest of the prison population. Even just going quickly to Tory Lanez, the individual who stabbed him 14 times on Monday was in there for murder.
Yeah, attempted murder, I think, as well.
Sapati attempted, huh?
No, I said as well.
Yeah, now for Tory Lanez attempt.
as well.
Because you never know what they're going to do, really. Because at some point in time, what ticks you, they're just going to go. You're already in there.
Right. So
you're
you
going to go do something crazy again?
so you keep them in solitary for a while. Yes.
Yeah, for a while. I
agree.
totally agree with
but
you. For a while.
depending on their behavior and so on,
yeah.
then you give them a little free up and that kind of thing.
That making you more mad, yeah.
But you know,
solitary confinement when you come out of there. You're more mad, boy.
and what I'm saying, Tony, as well, you tell me you cannot. While El Chapo was being tried, his wife was in the courtroom, and he asked the judge for permission. Can I just hug my wife? I mean, just saying that I get emotional. Can I hug my wife? This only man know. I mean, what harm will that do? The man's wife is right there. So his wife is not allowed to come and talk to him, to see him, to do anything with him.
they maybe
his
gave
children,
him a taste
whatever.
of his own medicine.
No.
He may have done it to many people that couldn't see their
No,
wives. kill people
no.
and
We
so
cannot.
on,
We
so they
cannot
just
become
flip the
what we
script
hate.
again.
We can't become what we
should
hate.
not, but you know,
We can't become what we
it's
hate.
the system.
I didn't think it would go that far. I knew it would stress.
Yeah, you're right. But
Okay, so let's
Tony,
go
you know
out.
me already.
Go back to the shout out.
you know me already, Tony.
I warned him, you know.
Yeah.
If I bring it up, he said, go ahead.
It was good.
It was really good. I must admit, a nice discussion.
Now, shri.
I like that. Yeah, yesterday we can crack up with cockroach.
The cockroach.
Oh yes, I remember.
Actually, if you asked me to do that, I'm not sure I could.
You wouldn't be able
you
to
get
do
it,
it
right?
again.
Because
No,
it was
no,
just
no, no.
spontaneous. You know what I
You
mean?
wouldn't be able to.
Okay, let's go.
Oh gosh.
Thank you very much. All of you people say solitary confinement. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll do WhatsApp very, very quickly. Josie Ann was the first to chime in at 3 minutes past 10, and she says,
gosh.
"Good morning, Rev-Up family. A blessed and peaceful day to all."
Give me 1 second with
Sure.
Josie. Andrew, I wanted to say that on the program because next time we meet is on Monday. Just quickly, Josiane, Andre, Josie, 3 of them. Let me name 3 of them. Josiane, Gina, our friend Gina in the US.
Yes.
In Canada.
In Canada.
In Canada. And Andre Lynn yesterday. Well, the day before yesterday.
Yes. Man.
Andre, those are people who have never called any talk shows in their entire life. And they call here.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
So I just wanted to get that.
Amazing.
I wanted to say that, So it's really, really good. They see this is a family kind of thing, and they really like it. They feel comfortable.
Well said, Tony.
Yeah.
They feel at home.
That's right.
Yes. And seriously, I'm surprised for true. Gina, Gina's able to hold her own.
That's right. She's doing well.
She holds her own,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Wow. And listens almost 24/7.
That's right.
almost.
Yeah, man. All right. Yes.
Also, Colin Vibes, he says, "That's old
My
age,
boy.
Tony. LOL.
They say that's old one?
Old age.
Oh, with my aches and pains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colin.
Okay, someone chimed in again, says, "Bless my Rev-Up family. Very interesting topic today with Lotus. Job well done always. Have an amazing day. Kiki, spoke to your mom. Love you all. Joanna Badu." Gemma kisses. Andre, I must bring you a cap. That's from Gemma. Yeah, Gemma, bring it, bring it,
just
bring
for
it.
fun, you know,
just for fun, bring
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And just for fun, I'll give it to Tony.
After you wear it, though.
Just for
after
fun.
you wear it.
Right, that's right. After you want it, you know what I mean?
Someone else says, good morning, Andre. Sending birthday greetings to my one and only son and firstborn, Daniel McGowan, a.k.a. Maga of Corinth, celebrating his 30th birthday today. Wishing him God's richest blessings on his special day from his three sisters, Gabrielle, Janelle, and Giselle, his brother Damien, his nephew Jimiel, and also his mom, Jennifer.
Okay, what's the person's
Happy
name again?
birthday, Daniel McGowan.
Daniel McGowan.
Yeah.
And how old is Daniel?
30?
30. 30?
Yeah.
30.
Happy birthday, Daniel. Have yourself a great day today. All right?
Happy birthday. Good morning to the Rev-Up crew and family. If I don't eat my local food, ground provisions, and vegetables, I don't feel good, happy. Midweek, a blessed day to all. Yours truly, Sunshine.
All right, Sunshine Charles.
Yes, you're a person after my own heart, Sunshine.
Someone responded to the drink, the juice, actually, passion fruit.
Yeah.
So they, someone else, Sharon Peter, also said passion fruit. We had another one individual chimed in and said passion fruit. And guess what? Someone actually says, "Hey, good morning, Andre, Tony, Keena. How are you guys doing today?" They're trying to get us jealous. They have breadfruit with plantain.
Yes,
I'm
I-
seeing sweet potato in there. It looked like Jolko Shaw. Is that? Oh, pig snout. So he says this is a photo of snout and ground provisions and some salad. Boy, they get me jealous. It look, Tony, not looking so good on the plate there, boy. Do you want to see it?
Rice and chow mein.
That's not rice and jamin, no?
You
You
showing
see
me,
it?
telling me it look good. I
See
say
it?
rice and chow mein.
Thank you so much.
My chow mein and rice?
Gina
Oh, yeah.
said, good morning, Keena, Tony, Andre. Andre, is there fiber in lentils or protein? Because I've been using my lentils as protein. So is it fiber or protein?
It's both fiber and protein.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in India, lentils is viewed as God food.
High, very
Is
high.
it?
Yeah, they love it. It's almost they prepare almost everything. Lentils is in there. Yeah.
I had just quickly, I like to just try to roll through things quickly. I had my Sunday meal this past Sunday was loaded with Andre's favorite pigeon peas. I'm
fresh
like,
one? The
I'm
fresh
like,
one, Tony?
Andre, fresh one. I'm like, this here wrong, brother. Eh?
I love pigeon peas. I love
They
the
made a
fresh
mistake.
ones as well.
They made a mistake.
You should have brought it over to Andre.
Pigeon peas.
No, that's right. Let him enjoy the thing.
I enjoying that. I eat it.
My turn will come.
I agree. Your turn will come.
But
guarantee you that.
I don't like. It's probably the worst piece for me.
You serious?
Yeah. I
Tony,
don't-
I can
don't
eat that
really
by
like
itself.
Me too. I can eat it by
By
itself.
itself.
Any peas I can eat by itself. Just give me a small bowl and I'm good.
Yes,
I'll
I
go,
agree.
I'll go with
I
the
agree.
lentils, the red beans, the black eyes. You know what I
Not
mean?
the yellow peas. Me and the
I
yellow
mean, the
peas.
yellow split peas
I'll
are
pass
good
on
too.
that. I'll
Honestly,
pass
the
on
yellow
that.
split peas and then there's a green one. Are
The
good
green one,
too.
oh, yeah.
It's just the
The
pigeon
yellow split
peas, man.
peas,
To me,
man.
they are nothing that.
What?
It's just high in fiber. That's how you like it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Everyone's chiming in when we were talking about juices. They said passion fruit.
Passion fruit, yeah.
Someone else came back. Cutley Ambrose said sweets has the most pretty girls.
Curtly Ambrose.
Thanks for accepting my call. Says Cutley Ambrose said sweets has the most pretty girls. Andre, you know a man
Sweets.
named.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweets is a place in Antigua. Yeah, Sweets, a
Oh.
village.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, Sweets.
Okay.
So that's what he was saying. If Curtly Ambrose said it there, because I think Curtly Ambrose is from Sweets, that same
Oh.
Sweets village.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he went on to say, Andre, you know a man named Bazu in
Well,
Shaolin?
Shaolin,
movie?
yes.
If we know Bazu.
Is how you said that? Okay, someone else chimed in.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Tony, he was in Born Invincible.
Bazu?
Bazu.
Okay.
He was the bad boy in that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he and Loli.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Now, I didn't get to the end of what the person said.
Oh, you
And I
didn't?
just saw Bazu.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Bazu.
Bazu is St. Lucian.
Yeah. So
Just
Tony,
because of the name.
just type in Born Invincible.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it.
Not Invincible Armor.
See?
I've seen it.
Right. And you see that movie coming. That movie is great, man. Oh,
I've seen it. You
yo,
told
yo,
me about
yo,
it
yo.
even before we had it rev up.
It's a
You told me about it,
1978 movie?
Yes.
Okay.
And we went to
I
watch it. I
did.
went to watch it.
Yeah.
So
man.
it says Bazu, right. They call him Bazu because this is like, you know. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Bazu, I remember that. And also, I think in the first movie we saw him in, they called him Bazu. Yeah.
And the only weak spot he has is in his mouth.
Okay.
Because his bags are so big.
No. He's just born in every part of his body is just like firm,
Yes.
hard, like rock, like
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
iron, like iron. So you can't defeat him. So they had to try some technique, and they had to get him to laugh. So he can open his mouth, so they can throw a knife inside there.
Yes.
And bad.
Don't get us talk about karate.
I'll
Let me
have
just
to make-
say one more.
Carry
Let me just say one more. Andre Lincoln. I mentioned I sang in the part. I sang the song Men Like Ling Kwang, and we call him Lincoln. So Lincoln had a nice style, Andre. Yeah. when he fought Lincoln.
Yes. Okay.
Someone else
carry
says,
on.
"Good morning, Mr. Tony. Remember the day I sent you the shop video and asked you to delete it after? If it's too much for the phone and you said, okay, you will watch it afterwards. The following day I sent you a text. Maybe you should read that. But I'll continue. I think some parts are for you.
Okay.
So I'll read the rest." And she says, "Thanks for watching and the opportunity to share with you all. Mwah, big kisses, Martha. So yes, Mr. Andre, Mr. Tony, and lovely Keena, I did send it to you all. I'll have to double check. I'll have to go up, Miss Martha, okay? But thank you
And
so
what's that
much
she
for
sent?
touching base. A video," she said, and she was asked to delete
To
it. But
delete it, yeah.
We'll discuss it afterwards.
So maybe that's why you haven't seen it. Maybe I deleted it.
I know we did have a problem with our WhatsApp platform at one point in time. So, yeah. Someone else chimed in and said passion fruit, and continued and said, "Bless and up sunrise to the Rev-Up family, Kiki, Tony, and Andre. May you all have a productive day ahead. Andre, great topic this morning. Love always, Lorena. The guys even..."
Oh, she actually called in, actually.
Oh.
She called in. Yeah. So that's Lotus, eh? It's on Lotus, not me.
So she went on to say, "Even if I don't text all the time, but I always listen every day."
Ah, nice. That's
All right.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lorena's our friend.
Convolution said, okay, what's happening here? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, someone add us to a WhatsApp chat, a group,
It's it.
a group, and there's so many people in that, and some people are commenting, not anything to do with Rev-Up St. Lucia though, but
Maybe Nikki did that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't know. So, okay. Someone says, "Hi, brothers and Keena. How are you doing today? It's Madrina listening."
All right,
Hey,
Madrina.
Hi, Madrina.
Yes,
Good
yes,
morning.
yeah.
Kisses.
In
Mwah.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay. All right.
Passion fruit, Tony.
Passion fruit.
Solitary confinement. That's all.
Thank you very much, man, for rearranging our ignorance. Yeah. And understanding we are getting old these days.
You know,
Wow.
sometimes
The
you know
brain-
what
the
it
brain
is, but the
functioning,
words
it just
just
ain't
it's
coming.
just
Yeah.
not
It
just
ain't
coming,
coming,
yeah.
right? So someone chimed in and says, "Hey, good morning, happy birthday to Morella Frederick. Wishing her the very best, rather, on a special day.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Morella. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday.
to you." Mwah.
Mwah. So, that's it?
Yes.
That's it?
No, just two
No.
more.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
says, "Tony, Keena, and Andre, good morning. Have a wonderful day, Julietta."
All right.
Hey, Julieta, our
Julieta.
friend Julieta. That's for sure.
Someone just chimed in and says, "What about Nevan Kick?"
Northern kick.
Oh, Northern Kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's not Northern, it's NAVN.
What is
They
it
made
that
a mistake.
What is it they want to know about Northern Kicks?
Which
Which
is
one was
So what
Northern
is
Kicks?
it that you want to know about Northern Kick?
Yeah.
So Northern Kicks or Northern Legs? Which was it? Northern Legs, Northern Kicks? Same thing.
Yeah.
Same
Northern-
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Northern kicks.
Same guy.
Yeah. I think in his first movie, that's what I was saying. They say Northern Kicks versus Silver Fox. So one of those. You know, so that's why he's known as Northern Kicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. He was really good. We mentioned it. Did you mention his name? No, you mentioned the Fox name.
I don't know his name. For stranger, that's one I don't know I don't remember his name.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, you see again. Now we're talking about it, but it might eventually come. Maybe before we finish the program.
Yeah. No.
John Liu. John
Oh,
Liu.
yeah, John Liu, right?
That's right.
That's
John
right, Liu.
Liu.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it from you.
That's
Keena?
it for the WhatsApp platform.
Okay.
Tony will now go to the Facebook platform.
Mhm.
And for the Facebook platform, Andrea, who told me to go and say that yesterday? Dakota has been first and consistently
Me,
first.
Papa.
Sharon, I take that lightly. Sharon jump in there. You heard, you know what I mean? Sharon jump in there one time. So she's first today, followed by Dakota.
Thank you, Sharon.
Says, happy wet hump day. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Morning, Sharon, and of course Dakota as well.
Yes, now I cut in style with no glasses there. You know what I mean? Dakota McGuire Cleveland Seeley says, good morning, guys, as always, with the hearts.
Good morning, Dakota.
And then John E. Tom says, blessed good afternoon. I read it as I saw it.
Mm.
So John E. Tom, good morning it is. Trisha Ticina Lovelace, hi, good morning. She says good morning to the Paul brothers and Keena.
Good morning, Ticina.
Lucita Jean-Pierre says good morning, Tony, Andre, and beautiful Keena. Happy Wednesday, wet day in the Big Apple. Blessed day to all. So it's also wet in the apple here in St. Lucia as well.
Yeah.
JP Mihal from Martinique says good morning, Sharon. Chewy. He's in love with Sharon. All right, moving right along. Barbara Augustine says, my favorite brothers, good morning. Kiki, nice having you here with me. Be courteous, darling. Share the link, people.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, maybe courageous. You see me? Enough style. Glasses on. Get the help when you start putting some things in there that I can't recognize. All right, Nancy Gracelyn says, Keena, just go strictly veg. That might help. Trust me.
I have gone strictly veg. A lot of people think that they could say you don't know what's happening with my body.
Okay.
But you don't. But thanks though.
About the strictly veg thing?
I have gone strictly veg.
I cannot do it. I've tried already. I gotta have some flesh, man.
Okay.
I gotta
Thank
have
you so
some
much,
flesh.
Nancy. I'll try it again though. But I have.
Have you ever tried it, Tony? Have you tried going full veg or something?
Well, Andre, hey, me you're talking to?
Yeah, I think a lot of
How
people
I
do
do that?
try. Yeah, but
How I do that?
I can't take it.
Here's what I've done. Maybe for about 2 days, there was a time it was a thing. I just did it, for the Easter weekend leading up to Sunday, like the Good Friday and the Saturday, I would just eat veg.
Yes,
Fruit and veg.
a couple
Fruit
of
and veg
days.
for a
But
couple of days.
I'm amazed at how people like a whole bunch of them, right, into that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
How they can do that all or most of their life.
The
That's
vegetarian,
amazing.
Yeah. After a while, because it'll mash you up at the beginning, but after a while you just get accustomed
Your body
to
gets
it.
used to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me,
man.
I went for 2 months and I was like, I need some chicken.
exactly. With some flesh.
I just happened to be somewhere and someone was having chicken. I was like, the smell. I need some chicken.
Yes.
Colin Alexander said exactly what he said on the WhatsApp platform. He says, Tony, that's old age, bro. All right, Colin, I submit. Barbara Xavier says, a pleasant good morning to all. Have a great day. Blessed love. Thank you, Barbara Xavier. Lucita Jean-Pierre, Keena, hope you feel better. Women have to go through. I can testify, especially when you're getting younger. Melanie Destin, good morning, everyone. Patricia Benjamin says, morning, Rev-Up family. Have a rainy day. Patricia, thank you
It's
for your wish.
today.
Nancy Gracelyn says, Tony, you look good as you got a new wardrobe. The threads have always been there. It's just that I realized, something? I don't really go out a lot, so let me just burn them on TV.
He don't really go out a lot.
I don't go out a lot.
Andre, you heard that?
Yes, I heard him.
And he knows.
Yeah.
So I figure,
Tony's a homely kind of fella.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. And people normally think that you're the one
That's right.
who's always
I
out
would think that
something.
you're always out there somewhere, and I'm the one getting flack all the time. Anyways, moving on.
No.
Carry on.
When I out, I out though. When I out, it's on. Oh yeah. I know how to have a good time. All right, Lucita, good day to Rev-Up family and friends on live Radio Garden. Share the link. Jerome is ready to jump up Carnival color. That Lucita, you on? I like that. That is what I was thinking because the carnival season has just finished. The Andre Carnival coming, you know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why I'm revving it up like that. All right, so Lucita, yes, good observation. Pearl Food Baby Henry says, a blessed Wednesday morning to everyone in the chat room and the Rev-Up St. Lucia family. Stay safe and dry, everyone. Thank you, Pearl Food Baby.
Thank you.
Hi, Pooh.
Yes, Lucita comes back and says, Tony on TV. She started to pass out. Yeah.
Morning, Lucita.
Lilia Victor says, good morning to all Rev-Up family. Stay safe and dry, everyone.
Morning, Lilia.
Morning,
It's a
Lilia.
pleasure hearing from you.
Yes, sir, it is indeed. All right, Martha Shop says, blessed Wednesday, Mr. Andre, Mr. Tony, and lovely Keena. Morning, everyone. Peace and love.
And Martha, we're still waiting to hear what it is that you sell at that shop.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
curious to know.
She said she sent a video, but can you please tell us again, Martha?
Yeah, don't
Text
send video,
message
just
and so.
text. People take
Oh,
the
she
short.
I think she's the one.
They take the shortcut. They take the short way home. Or they send you you tell them send me something. They send you by HTTP. So you have to open that and just a little writing would help.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. All right, let me see. Special good morning to my sister, D. Francis Obeis. That's Lucita who sent that.
Yes,
as
let's say
well.
good morning to D.
hi.
Francis Obis. We know she's going through a little challenge right now.
Yes.
So, our thoughts are with you. Thank you very much for being a truly dedicated fan. We really do appreciate you, and we hope that you can get over this hurdle as soon as possible and get back to the way you normally do, or you normally are when you listen to Keena. Keena. She's a fan of yours, right, Keena? She's a fan of yours.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, kisses. Mwah.
Yeah.
You say
Very
kisses and you
gentle.
drop one.
No,
kiss.
but did you hear the kiss?
All right, Norma Plant says, good morning, Rev-Up family, and all in the chat. Stay safe and dry. Thank you, Norma.
Thank you, Norma.
Stay safe and dry yourself. Peacemaker says, Andre, I love the front. LOL.
The front. The front.
I don't quite understand.
The front, Andre.
Okay. Well, while we try to figure it out, here we go. Sophia Chandler says, good morning, my fabulous brothers and beautiful Keena. Kisses to you all. Thank you, Sophia. All right, Peacemaker says, yeah, rice and pasta is no good. I told my husband, and I'm going back to my green plantain, green fig, and yam.
Oh, so
That's what
Peacemaker is a
Peacemaker
female.
yes.
I keep thinking she's a,
You
is
thought
a
it was a
male.
guy.
Yes.
No, she said she was a female a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she
maybe I
said
wasn't here that day.
Mm.
You were, but so many people are chiming in, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Peacemaker.
And Peacemaker, she continues to say, good morning, Lucita, Jean-Pierre, how are you, my darling? And Chinese don't eat their own food, just as Andre said. I don't eat Chinese food, period. Tony, all these are crap, a killer to our body. I guess the stuff that I was talking about.
Yeah, the processed
Yeah.
foods.
Mm-hmm.
There's when you go to the supermarket, you get the blocks of cheese, right?
Yes.
The blocks. Either the one made in Jamaica or there's another one, the kind of yellow block of cheese, right? You can take that cheese, either the yellow one or the orange one, and you put it in the refrigerator. That'll last you maybe, if you just leave it there, probably in the refrigerator, maybe a week, maybe. But the processed cheese, it stays there forever. It stays there forever. Yeah. But those are the cheeses that are not really processed, at least not as processed as the others. Hey, man, yeah, gone clean.
Okay.
Even sometimes you purchase food from a particular restaurant where they put a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
there that's not the local.
Artificial seasonings.
That's
and so
right.
On.
2 days, spoiler.
Gone. Yeah. Okay. High blood pressure, diabetes, and so on and on and on. That's what Peacemaker was saying.
Parkinson's now, we're finding out.
Even
Yes,
that, right?
yes,
You
yes,
mentioned
yes,
earlier.
yeah, no,
And
no.
early death.
Early death.
Early death. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. I love a stem onion, especially the red onions on a salad. Whoa la la, delicious.
Oh.
Passion fruit. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Passion fruit, passion fruit, passion fruit. Thank you for that. It just was not coming to me. All right, Keena, I will, as Peacemaker, I will send you some sardine cans. How much is a can of sardine home?
I think it's
Also,
$5
she's
or
not in
$6.
St. Lucia.
It seems so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Peacemaker.
My mom loves sardines. I got that from her. My mom eats sardines every day.
I like sardine.
My mom loves sardines.
Andre and Keena, I can eat sardines straight from the can.
Me too.
You too?
Straight
I
from
thought I
the
was
can.
alone.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
on. But you squeeze a little lime or something on it?
My squeeze on you.
Same thing with me. Andre, it's fresh. Same thing with me. I just take and I put it on the bread just like
Yeah,
that.
just like that.
Just
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't warm it anything.
That's right.
That's how bad.
So
I
you're
am.
so. I thought I was alone.
No,
People say, but
straight.
you're not even squeezing a little
No.
lime on to cut
Yeah,
all the
because
fresh
it's
and all of that.
fresh.
No.
Now,
I
bring
don't
it
use
on.
the oil though, but I just take the sardines.
Okay.
But it's very nutritious, I'll tell you that.
Uh-huh.
The sardines.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, Clara Sammy, good morning, Rev-Up family. It's a rainy day. Keep dry and be safe. Thank you, Clara.
Okay, Mr. Sammy, have yourself a great day.
And how's the great one?
Well done. Well done, Keena. Hey, you sound like me there.
That's what I was trying to do.
All right, Kenton Harry, he says enriched flour and pasta is highly processed.
Yeah.
Yes,
I agree.
that's true. Peacemaker, Tony, your body tells you what these processed foods do to you when you eat them. That's if you know your body or monitoring your body. Processed foods trigger migraine. That's why it costs me to spend more to eat. I understand, Peacemaker. I do understand, honestly.
Let me just read something quickly there. Sardines offer a wide range of health benefits, including being rich in omega-3 fatty acids.
That's the one I was trying to. That's the one I was trying to process when you were talking about how good it is.
It's great stuff.
Yes.
High quality
Omega-3.
protein and essential minerals and vitamins. They can improve heart health, support brain function, and contribute to strong bone health. You can't go wrong.
That's why
right.
my bone's so strong. Except when the pain
Good.
kicks in.
Yes. You said it costs because I know
I think
because
in
I buy
some
it.
places $6
No,
for
not
just
so much. No.
Where are you buying
3
yours?
something.
Where?
3 something for the can
Where
of
are you getting
sardine.
that for something?
Almost everywhere. To me, 3
Oh,
something
Pap.
for the cardi- for
The
the
last time I
sardine.
bought, I was like $5.60 something. $5.60.
Probably so. Yeah, probably. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A can of sardine.
Yeah.
Okay. We go talk. Alrighty then, Josie Stephen. That's just talk, Andre. Don't know what we were talking about at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine McPhee says, "Good morning, Andre, Tony, and Keena." Good morning,
Good
Catherine
morning,
McPhee.
Catherine.
Morning, Catherine.
How are
You and
you?
your husband?
As always,
Son.
say what's up to hubby for us. All right. She Chubb says naive. Yeah, she. Yeah, she Chubb says naive Andre.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not again.
Kenton Harry, and that was always the plan. Peacemaker, it's all about Trump and money. Or maybe that's what when we were talking about the Trump
Yeah, and
situation
Saudi
and all of
Arabia
that.
and
Maybe
so
yeah. Jana Ogis, this year Alabuda Allah. Okay. Allah somebody. Aladua. Okay. Who's this woman? DT look like a man that has deep thoughts. Okay. No comprende.
DT was DT.
Right, who's DT? All right, Catherine McPhee says, waiting patiently for that reprieve from the Prime Minister. Still waiting for my tax refund. Josie Stevens says, Canada will not back down for Donald Trump. Sorry. Peacemaker, what want Canada to be the 51st state when we were talking about that? It's only a delusional a person.
I think so.
Okay. Kenton Harry says, Andre, Marco Rubio is an American. I know that too. I think Andre knows that very, very well too. But it says that his roots and so
His
on
roots
is
goes back to
Cuba.
Cuba.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay. Andre, remember all these people kiss the ring, so they have to do what they're doing. Bow down for Trump. Anthony Henry, very good point, Andre. Lucita Jean-Pierre, good morning, my friend. I'm not too bad, thanks. Anthony Henry says, Trump went begging. The jet is from Qatar, not Saudi. I think I read that when
Yes, you
it
did.
came through. Kenton Harry says, last time I checked, every country looks for investments with other nations. Anthony Henry, it will cost the United States taxpayers $75 million to bring it up to Air Force One standard. That's a lot of money. Wow. Peacemaker, amen.
Sorry to disturb you, Tony. It's already
The time.
11:33.
Yeah. All right. Well, a lot of folks are sending in stuff, so I guess we can't get to read them.
Yeah, we can't read all of them.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Our
Sorry.
partner Wade. What I could just do, Andrew, just shout them quick. Wade Williams, good morning to you. Josie Stephen, D. Francis did check in as well. Anthony Henry, good morning to you. Rocco St. Marie, good morning. Janelle McGowan, right? Janelle McGowan. Peter Gillard, hi, good morning to you. Arthur St. Gis also checked in as well. May Clancy, just this morning you came to mind, Mary, and I was wondering what's up with you. D. Francis, okay. Elvin J. Teamworkers, who else? Peacemaker, right, and that's about it. So just give them the big shout out quickly, instead of reading what they
Yes, good stuff, Tony.
there.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Elsa Hippolyte, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
All right. Okay.
Alrighty, so let's let our listeners and viewers know exactly what's happening on Rev-Up today. We have the lovely Keena. She'll be with you until 3 this afternoon. Keena, what do you have coming up?
So I'm flipping the script today for today's riddle of the day. We're swinging in Kata's Bakery here. They're actually giving a basket of goodies. So I'm asking listeners, you've heard the jingle on Rev-Up St. Lucia, call in, sing it, and we'll choose who the winner is, and as well the riddle. Find out which iconic singer is set to receive the AMA's highest honor within the next couple of weeks. As well, Beyonce is doing really good with her Carter tour, so we'll touch on that as well. Madonna is coming to Netflix. a movie
Mm.
on Madonna.
Oh, really?
It's coming to Netflix, so we'll touch on that, as well as China's big plans for the Caribbean. Visa-free travel, scholarships, and so on. So I'll, touch on that as well. The Rev-Up St. Lucia News with Andre Paul at 1 p.m. And on Drive Safe, Live Safe, I'm focusing on night driving hazards at 1:45.
Good stuff. So Keena will be with you until 3 this afternoon. Unfortunately, Zen the DJ is still under the weather. I think he says most likely he'll be back tomorrow, God willing.
Okay.
Oh.
Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Yes, he says he has to go back to the dentist to get some things straightened out, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so all the Zen the DJ fans, just hang in there for at least another day. All right, sorry about that. And of course, from 6 until 7 this evening, the great Tony Paul will be back.
Revving up the homegrown.
Boy, Tony, we have a kind of music coming out.
Andre.
Wait. I'm not only talking about music for the calypso carnival season.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are producing a lot of reggae and stuff,
Yeah,
one after the other.
That is why there's a Rev Up the Homegrown.
Yeah, Tony, and the top 10 looks
The
as
top
though
10.
there's a lot of promise.
And
Yes.
just to add to that, the top 10 is on our website.
Yes.
So Tony did mention the top 2. If you go to revupstlucia.com, that's REVUPSLU.com, you will see the top 10 countdown on the website.
Okay, so thank you very much, Tony, and thank you, Keena, and thank you, our loyal fans, for sticking with us. We really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Those of you who chime in, those of you who call in, right, and make us feel good. Yeah, that's a great thing. I want to thank you so much for that. All right, so guys, have yourself a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup. Have a good one yourself,
And
Andre.
keep it locked to Rev Up St. Lucia. Andre Paul telling you bye-bye.
Tune in now, don't wait no more. Rev Up 97.1, feel the beat from shore to shore. St. Lucia.